It's a lot of work. I've been in every square inch of that building. I know it like the back of my hand. I've worked in that building. I've worked on the ceilings. I've worked on the roofs. I've worked in the basement. I know every square inch of that building, and it does need attention. There's no doubt about it. And I would seek other alternatives, other methods of trying to upgrade some of the equipment in there. Whether I could solar, I know that even heating the hot water, they heat the hot water, and, years ago, heating the hot water the way they do today, it's way different today. I'm still in the business of the plumbing and heating business, so I know all the new methods and technology they have out today. We could save some money up there by doing some small upgrades.
We're running close to time. Any questions from the school committee? Any questions?
Now, Mike, you said you were teaching for 25 years. Did you teach full-time?
Yes.
You
My
did?
last 5 years was as department head for plumbing and HVAC, yes.
Okay, and what year did you leave?
5 years ago, 05,
05?
yeah.
I just want to make same comment I made to the first candidate. That, one of the big issues that I've always had with the schools, it's a mystery to North Reading, and no one knows what it is and why would I send my kids there.
Right.
So if you're selected, I just, from my point of view, one of your most important roles will be to communicate with North Reading, be it with us, the Board of Selectmen, and to make sure that we're aware of what's going on over there
Definitely.
and all the good things that are happening at the
Right,
school.
right. There should be no reason why that shouldn't happen. There should be no reason why our students shouldn't be in the transcript and the front page of the paper. The school should definitely be promoted. There's no question about it. It's a great place. When I went there, it still is a good place, and it can even be better. And that would be one of my missions.
Great. All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. We have our third candidate, James Haggerty. How you doing?
Hello.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for expressing interest in this position, which is an important one to the town. Give you a few minutes to give us, your ideas, your background, what you are looking to do, and then members of each board will ask questions. So go
Okay.
ahead.
I'm an electrician for 40 years, got my training in Local 103 in Boston. Been a resident of North Reading for 24 years. I have my own independent electrical business in Wakefield, of which I've hired multiple students from not only the Northeast, but Minuteman and Lynn Tech. In fact, one of my past apprentices is now a teacher there at the Voc. I worked on the town, North Reading, on the skate park committee, and I've worked for the town as a subcontractor.
Okay. What are some of your ideas in terms of what you think this position requires, the kind of person that this position requires?
Well, it's certainly going to require somebody that has a knowledge of a trade. That's my first thought. And somebody that's been familiar with the students as they come out and have an understanding of what they know and what they should know. Out of the people that I've hired, I found that maybe 2 out of 6 actually knew what they should have known when they got out. Even some very basic things. The other thing that I was concerned about is the co-op. I think it's a very important part of the school. Also, I've gone there on many occasions. One of the best parts of the school for me is the night school. I've used it many times, and I think it's terrific. And it should probably be even more utilized. When I saw the ad in the paper, it just kind of piqued an interest for me. I really don't know that much about school committees. I just know my trade, and I know the kids that are coming out of there. And I thought if there was something that I could do with my experience that would help, I'd be available.
Okay. Selectmen, any questions?
Would you plan on running for this post 2 years hence?
I thought that this was a
Or
good
appointed?
a good way to find out if it was a good fit for me was the 2 years. That was one of the reasons why I decided to apply. And plus, I really, to be honest with you, didn't know if there would be the interest for the 2 years. And I thought, geez, at least I could help out in the midterm and fill a position. So to be honest with you, I really didn't give that much thought.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Selectman? Steve?
Again, first of all, I appreciate your interest and willingness to serve. Have you been up to the school at all? Are you familiar with the school at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have, okay.
Yeah.
From my understanding is that the infrastructure itself is really in need of repair.
Of
which is
course,
going
it's
to-
40 years old.
Yeah, which is going to require a significant amount of investment on the
Right.
part of the communities. One of the things that's somewhat been lacking over the years is a level of communication between the school committee down there and the community here. What do you see your role as being, and what do you think you can do to enhance that, so that when we finally have to go back to the community to look for, whether it be an override or for some sort of support for that school system down there,
Well,
we can get it?
First of all, my business is in Wakefield, which is down the street from the school. So I'm in close proximity and I'm available. So if there was anything that needed to come up that they needed to ask my opinion, or if I needed to be there for a meeting, I'd be available. And as far as being able to cross that over to North Reading, I didn't think that would be a problem at all. We've got a very good transcript, and it could be utilized more to identify things that are going on there.
Any questions, Selectman? From the school committee?
I just
Karen?
wanted to ask that one of the, the things I think is critical is communication with us.
Mhm.
We are, the elected representatives of North Reading, and we would like to see communication improve. As in years past, it hasn't been really what I think would be beneficial to the community. So could you talk about how you might work with us, in terms
Sure.
of communicating with us and working with our?
I'm sure that there must be some kind of program in place right now that gives you minutes of the meetings. Basically, that should be all you need, plus any other behind-the-scenes talk of what's going on. But I would think if you got the minutes, you'd know what was happening there.
Minutes would be helpful.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly, very good step.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I hate to
Comments,
admit it,
Jerry?
we all talk about a lack of communication, but I think part of it's our fault.
Outside, right, we don't.
I mean, we really ought to have kept ourselves better informed regarding what's going on over there. I know we're familiar with what the budget is and what our share is, but I remember back, the elected representative used to report to the Board of Selectmen, actually, and make a report each year, and I'm not sure if it was around budget time, Steve, or what it was, but yeah, we probably should have taken more initiative, or we will take more initiative going forward, I guess, as to
Right.
what's going on at the Vogue.
Right. And just one final comment, I think for me, there's a lot of issues over there. Communications is very important. And Jerry's right, we don't reach out enough. I mean, just to make it clear, the school committee in North Reading has nothing to do with the Northeast Folk School, other than they take some of our students and they let us know, and we make sure they're all doing well over there. And I think the selectmen have to approve the budget request every year, and then it's voted on at town meeting, and so they have a bigger role actually with the Northeast Folk School than the school committee does in terms of the financial issues. But just in the event that you are selected, I want to make clear that I think communications, both ways, we need to communicate more, and getting communications back will be very important for the person
Well,
in the position.
I'm certainly available, and if you'd like, you'd have a report from me at any meeting that was done there.
Okay, great. Any further questions? All right, thank you. Thank
Thank
very much
you.
for your
Thank
interest.
Thank you.
So before we, any discussion before what I want to do right now is entertain a motion to enter Judith Diamond, Michael DeSanto, and James Haggerty as candidates for the unfilled position at the Northeast Regional Vocational Technical School, which will expire. Mike, you had the date?
November 6, 2012.
Okay. So can we have a motion? Do we have someone over there? Okay, Mike?
Mr. Chairman, I move to place the following names in nomination for appointment as representative to the Northeast Regional Vocational District School Committee for a term to expire at the state election on November 6, 2012. Michael DeSanto, 6 Orchard Drive; Judith Diamond, 56 Northridge Drive; James Haggerty for Hickory Lane.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. Any further discussion?
Just,
Mr. Mosseri?
I'd just like to thank the three candidates. I mean, it's very fulfilling to know that there are people of interest and people that, have come with some experience with the school or with a trade forward for the position. And I'd like to thank them all. Unfortunately, only one will be appointed this evening, but
Right.
those that aren't, thank you very much for applying.
Steve, do you have a comment you want to make?
Just want to echo the comments of the chairman that really it's heartening
Right.
to see that we have some interest, first of all, of someone willing to serve, and that we have three capable candidates who are willing to offer the services is really very heartening, and I appreciate their willingness to step forward.
I just want to add, three candidates is 3 times more than I thought we'd get. I was worried we were going to be sitting here and be interviewing nobody, so I think I echo for the school committee the same comments. It's great to see you showing an interest in the kids at that school and in helping the community of North Reading understand what the school is all about.
I'll second that. And I think all three candidates were pretty passionate about it, too,
Yes,
actually.
absolutely.
So that was encouraging.
So we have the 3 candidates in nomination. So what I'll do now is I will start down the end with Mr. Yule, and I'll ask each person to name their selected candidate for the position. Correct. Mr. Yule?
Judith Diamond.
Mr. Prisco?
Judith Diamond?
Mr. Delaney?
Judith Diamond.
Mr. Mosseri?
Judith Diamond.
Mr. O'Leary?
Judith Diamond?
Ms. Arquetti?
Judith Diamond.
Mr. Bowers?
Judith Diamond.
Chair votes Judith Diamond. Mr. Venezia?
Judith Diamond.
Mr. Kuchakji?
Judith Diamond.
It's a unanimous vote in favor of Judith Diamond as our next representative for 2 years at the Northeast Regional Vocational School Committee. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thanks very much.
I appreciate everybody's phone. Let you down, I promise.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. Working with you. Thanks. Thanks.
Judy, we'd like you to come to all of our meetings, too. So that we can
Yeah,
make sure that you're present.
now that you know, yeah. And all the selectmen meetings.
Nice to meet you, Kathy Willis. Congratulations.
Okay, she can't stand in for it.
Yeah, wait.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you
Thanks
for
for taking
having
time
us,
out.
and
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you later.
I want to thank your student reps for
Yes, for giving their time up.
giving their time to us, too.
He's got homework to do, too.
Yeah, I know.
Nick says all
Yes,
he
we
has,
do.
Nick says all he has is an AP psych test. Not
That's it?
Oh.
Yeah.
a big deal.
That was good. It's good to have 3 people here. It really is.
That's how I got to
Really?
Wow.
All right, so next we'll get back to, we have, I believe, one more club presentation from the high school. It's for the North Reading High School chapter of the Junior State of America. And as soon as Mr. Bernard is ready. Oh, yeah? This is like a non-color.
It says North Reading High School.
Go
at the
back
top.
toward, move the right side back here, John. Move that back.
Yeah,
There you
like
go.
that.
Forward.
All right. Okay. Great.
Go for it.
John?
Our second presentation tonight for a club proposal at the high school is for the Junior State of America, and I have 2 students, again, 2 senior students, Nick Capizzuto and what's your name again? Oh, Jonathan Murray. I'm sorry. Yes, I think a familiar face. I'm going to let Jonathan and Nick present their proposal to you, but I would just say, in summary to you, by way of introduction, is that you might remember that you recently approved a Model United Nations Club at the high school. What Model United Nations is for world affairs, it's my understanding that Junior State of America is for